yourself up on the jackass wall.
The morning show.
There's other world news that I think is pretty interesting. Apparently, the whistleblower said that there's aliens. An ex-government agent with high clearance said that there's aliens. You guys hear about the aliens?
Bombshell claims from a military whistleblower. UFO wreckage recovered by...
Also, do know that this is from some cable news thing called News Nation that I've never heard of ever. Do think it's legitimate because all of the anchors seem to be very well trained, and they're doing the very legitimate newsroom thing where there's the person in front of the camera, right? Person in front of the camera, eyes locked. You're focused on what she's saying. But what the immersive thing that happens in quote unquote real newsrooms is that you got people in the back working. You got people in the back looking at monitors doing stuff. That's how you know this is the newsroom and it's happening. Because if there's nobody back there working, this news ain't about shit.
Tonight, a world television exclusive. You will...
People in the back and they working on stuff? What you got for us, Liz?
UFOs exist. The U.S. government found quite a number of them, and they are indeed of non-human origin. Those are the explosive allegations from a former intelligence officer tonight in a whistleblower complaint that the Inspector General is taking very seriously. David Grush is exposing what he...
David Grush, does he look trustworthy to you? He certainly looks like he used to be in the military as of like yesterday. He's very shorn. He hasn't let that go.
The government now calls them UAPs.
I've been hearing about this stuff for years because I really like looking at UFO news.
But the government has been keeping much of its secret from Congress.
They're not even telling Congress, which is weird. I didn't think you could like keep shit from Congress, but it does make sense because people in the military, they start out as like privates and then they get moved up to staff sergeant and rank, and then they're in there their whole lives and they end up with these high positions. But I guess like the Congress people turn over every 2 to 6 years, or they're in the Senate for decades, but that's just rare cases. So I guess like they don't learn everything because eventually they're out of the system. Like they're in the system for a while, they're making legislation, they're taking bribes from lobbyists, and then they're out of the system and they become lobbyists and they get rich forever. So maybe you don't want to tell them everything. I guess I would have thought that like if you had Congress with the whole balance of power thing and how the branches of government are supposed to check and balance each other, that you would have to tell the people in Congress stuff, because how do you check and balance the other branches if you don't know all the stuff they know? And then does the president know? Who knows? Because like when Trump was president, I bet the military people didn't want to tell him shit. He can't keep nothing secret. He can't keep a damn thing secret. If he had secret shit, he'd be putting it on Truth Social right now. I didn't know you could keep stuff from Congress, but apparently there are dark government agencies that keep stuff from Congress. And there are dark agencies. This is true. They recently did, what's it called? An audit of the Pentagon's budget, and they found like there was like billions of dollars missing that they couldn't account for at all. Probably dark programs.
They've acknowledged that we don't...
His eyes are very glassy, and he has very dark pupils. I just wanted to note that.
know what some of this stuff is out there that we have on camera, but this really takes it all to another level. He is revealing these exclusive details about the secret government program.
News Nation exclusive.
We're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
News Nation. We got the aliens and shit.
David
He's got kind eyes.
Grush, an air...
He looks a little overwhelmed, though. They took that photo, like, right after they showed him the aliens. They said, hey, and then they took the photo, and he had to, like, smile real fast.
You are one of the most trusted former intelligence officials in the U.S. defense and
Former?
intelligence establishment.
Yes, I was.
You were trusted with the most intimate secrets.
Yes.
That made it sound like it was, like, sexy alien sex gossip. You were trusted with the most intimate. God, I just remember, what was that, 2 years ago when everybody went down to Roswell because they wanted to have sex with aliens? I'd never seen the phrase clap alien cheeks so much in my entire life. Actually, never before that. And suddenly it was everywhere.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
He's saying we do very confidently, seriously.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me, and they told me, based on their oral testimony.
Okay. I was about to ask if there was any other kind of testimony other than oral. Like, there's no... Well, this is a family show.
Documents was not...
Fuck it, I'm a werewolf. I was thinking the phrase anal testimony. That's what came to my mind. That is the sweater vest of somebody you can trust. It looks like part of a skiing outfit for somebody who's never been skiing. I feel like everybody I pass in the airport is dressed exactly like this.
He can't show us the...
Now, this guy has made an official whistleblower complaint to like whatever the official government, and I guess that might be kind of hairy if he's making an official complaint via the same machinery that he's supposed to be telling on. But apparently he made a complaint, and whoever the inspector general is that handles whistleblower complaints has called it credible and alarming.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace.
So he says it's a disinformation campaign, but if it's that good of a disinformation campaign, then he could be part of the disinformation campaign, and he could be a victim of a disinformation campaign too. They could have all conspired inside of this government branch to lie to this dude to send him out here and look like a dick. Maybe it's a prank. Maybe this is an elaborate haze gone wrong. Maybe he was just supposed to wake up in a cold sweat and they were going to be like, ha ha, we got you. It was all a bunch of bullshit, but he's gone to the media. So now it's all fucked up. Scott Moon, that's a great question. Scott Moon said if he's revealing classified info, isn't he going to end up in federal prison? Now, this is the thing. Just recently, because there's people in Congress who are interested in this UFO information and haven't been getting it. Like, this is a serious, it's a growing caucus of Congress people who are very concerned with getting this info that they have learned the military isn't giving them, and they have come up with legislation to protect whistleblowers about this very subject. So before that legislation, it is very accurate that they could have gone to prison for releasing some of this info. But now with these protections from this new legislation, they've made it more, they've made the environment gentler, I guess, on people who come forward. And there's some legal protections now. So that's why we're getting this. And people are saying there might be more people coming forward slowly but surely.
I am for real, and I'm sitting here at great personal risk and obvious professional risk by talking to you today.
I believe him, but I don't think I like him as a person. I feel like for some reason, if I was around him, he'd annoy me for some reason. Maybe he's the type of person who likes to say everything they know. Thank you. I really like to play for the sub. I appreciate that. I do want him to tell me more things, but I may not like to be around him in real life.
Pentagon has released a statement.
This guy's eyes are glossy. He's been crying. He wants to go home and call his family. This is a lot of words. Like, see, this is the type of shit that makes it seem credible too. Because like the government could just say, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But instead they released a paragraph full of words that don't really say much. See, that's the thing too. A lot of times, like there's been a lot of pilots that have released video that they've shot on board when they have been tracking UAP, unexplored aerial phenomenon. And they released this stuff, and I think the Pentagon had to make a statement to Congress last year about what it was in these videos, and the Pentagon stated on the record that they don't know what it is, which certainly doesn't shut the door on it potentially being aliens. I like you guys' alien goals. Duke Supreme wants to play the aliens in Street Fighter 6. Wizard Dolphin wants to be homies with the aliens. That's the sort of sentiment I can get behind. I'd like to play the aliens in Connect 4, but gently. I wouldn't play them at full strength because I wouldn't want them to get frustrated, because I don't know what an alien would do if it got frustrated. But I do want to do something cool like that. I want to take the aliens to my favorite dive bars in LA, like the ones with no windows, where you go in there in the middle of the day and you can't tell what time it is, and you just drink and you stumble out of there. And it's a good time. It's like time traveling, which they're also pretty familiar with, but I want to introduce them to liquid time traveling. I think that would be a lot of fun for me and the aliens to do. You guys are right there with me. Morning stars, mourners, y'all are right there with me. Because as I was perusing some of this information, I was thinking some of the exact same thing. I was thinking, what music do we want to play for the alien? My first thought, give him a little David Bowie Loving the Alien. That was my first. That was where my brain went. Like if we had a vote, this is what I would write in. But I like that we're in lockstep. Chaco, that's a good call, because I was thinking about that too. You know how Trump just got indicted for having those documents? I was like, damn, what if one of the documents has the alien shit in it? He had just been holding that just in case anybody ever tried to fuck with him. Loving the alien. I'd make sure they heard me say that part. Loving the alien. It would be fun to show them music. Music is us showing them that we have mastery of our environment. Figured out a way to make molecules shake in the air, to make the air vibrate in a way that makes tones, and how to make those tones pleasing. The only good thing we do. Look at us. We know how to shake the air around and make it pleasing. You gotta look him in the eyes when he says it. In the strangest things. Aliens. Loving the alien. We love you, aliens. We love you.
Kurt flirt and I promised I won't snitch.
I don't do that at all.